Hey Jan, don't you have to work? That's what many people ask me when they see these YouTube videos and they see me traveling and they see that I have time for learning languages. Well, first of all, I'm not traveling all the time. Right now I'm here at the island of Taseda, in the Azores. And I do travel, I do make a few trips per year, and of course I make sure that when I travel I make these kind of videos. And the same goes for language learning. Yes, I make time to learn languages, but you know, there are weeks where I don't study a language at all. So that's what I want to talk about in this video. What do I do for a living? Intro. I'm gonna share with you a story. Many of you don't know that I actually do have a degree in economics, and in my last year in college I was looking for an internship. I wanted to do an internship overseas, so I went to China looking for an internship. I was basically looking for Dutch people who were already settled down in China, running businesses. And then I found these two Dutch guys. They had a trade company. And I was seeing how these two young guys started with nothing in China, and how these guys basically set up a business for themselves and were doing trade with the Netherlands. They were buying stuff in China and selling it to clients back in the Netherlands. And it really inspired me to start my own business as well. So, you know, we would spend a lot of time together talking about ideas, about business, and I saw how they were making a lot of money at the time already. These days they earn much more, but it was very inspiring to see how these guys were running their own business in China at a very young age. So that, you know, at that time I started to think about what could I do for myself, maybe. Like, how can I be valuable for the marketplace, basically, in the Netherlands? And then one day my boss asked me to translate the company website into 10 foreign languages, because I had traveled a lot at the time. I knew many people from many countries, and he thought maybe Jan can arrange it. So I did, and within a few days I arranged a translation of, I don't remember, I think like 3,000 words in like 10 languages. So I just asked my friends to do it, and of course I paid them. You know, and at the time this made me think. By the way, look at this beautiful landscape here. And it made me think, you know, I was thinking like, okay, if I can sell this to my boss, then maybe I can also sell it to other people, other companies back in the Netherlands. So I put a simple advertisement on the Dutch eBay, and soon enough we started selling translation. Like, I started receiving emails from companies in the Netherlands. My father is taking some pictures here. From companies in the Netherlands who wanted translations, you know, and this was the beginning of a new business, a translation business. So after I finished my internship, just before I graduated actually, I started my own translation business, and this is like six or 7 years ago. Now, a good thing about this business is that I could do everything online, right? So I could basically work wherever I wanted. I could travel, and that's what I did. I spent 2 years in China, 3 months in Morocco, I think like 4 months in Brazil, and I traveled to 100 countries before I turned 30. And, you know, many people ask me, like, do you need a lot of money for that? Not really. Like, most of the time it's even cheaper. Not really. Like, most of the time it's even cheaper to travel in a cheap country than actually renting an apartment in an expensive city in Western Europe. So I wrote a huge article about that, how I financed this 100 country trip, basically. I will put a link in the description below where you can read more, where you can find all the details about this whole project. But yeah, so basically after I started this translation business, I traveled for 6, 7 maybe 8 years, like half of the time. And I got to spend my time in different countries learning different languages while I was running the translation business. You know, and I think that translation is cool. I'm, by the way, not a translator myself. We translate mainly instruction manuals and packaging, also website text, marketing text for a train company in the Netherlands. I'm the one who manages the projects and do that, by the way, together with my partner Nick, an old school friend. Yeah. So I'm not a translator myself. You know, many people think, oh, okay, you speak many languages, so do you also translate into all these languages? And then I always tell, no, of course not. I think that speaking a few languages is a skill, but being a good translator, you know, I think this is a different skill set. I'm not a good translator myself, so I focus on basically project management. Now, this whole experience of traveling the world and learning all these languages, I thought is quite interesting. You know, I've never heard about anyone who traveled to 100 countries in their 20s, basically. So I wanted to document it, and I did it, and I have this experience. And now I start thinking about, okay, how can I share this experience with the world and help people to learn foreign languages? And that's actually the whole idea behind Language Boost. So with Language Boost, we share our experience. Not only me, I do this together with Lucas, of course, but we really share our experiences learning languages at home, sometimes also in the country. We have tried lots of different methods, and you know, we talk about methods that the methods that have worked for us and the ones that did not work for us and our students. We share that here on YouTube, and hopefully you guys find it not only entertaining, but also, you know, you learn something from it, and hopefully it also helps you in your with the language that you are learning. Okay, so back to the question, what do I do for a living? Well, I still do the translation business, but as you guys know, at Language Boost we also offer language courses, language learning materials. We have the Vocabooster courses, and then we also have the boot camps, of course, which we started like selling like I would say a year ago, maybe a little bit longer ago. So that's a second project that I'm currently working on. So guys, that's the answer. What did I do for a living is the translation business, and it's Language Boost. And yes, I can do both of these jobs. I can work online, and even when being here in the Azores, you know, this is supposed to be a holiday, but I'm shooting this video now, which is actually also work, but it's maybe not the traditional work. So for those who think that I don't work, well, I dare to say that I work more than almost anyone else. Actually, when I'm not spending time with my family or taking care of myself or sleeping, I'm always working, or at least thinking about work. I'm here at the Azores on a holiday. I'm supposed to relax and enjoy, and I'm doing that. But at the same time, you know, when we are on a hike like this, I'm also thinking about, okay, maybe I could shoot a video. How can we help people to learn languages? What are the questions that they have, and how can we answer those questions in an interesting video, walking around with my selfie stick or with my stabilizer here in the forest, right? Okay, well, I hope that this video made it clear for you on what I do for a living, and then that I'm not the guy who won the jackpot, who won the lottery, and is just enjoying his life by traveling the world and spend all my time on language learning. Because actually I only spend like 10 or 20 minutes per day on learning foreign languages at the moment, when I'm not learning a language actively. And of course, I always look for surroundings where I can use the language. Here in Portugal, we are in the Azores. Portuguese is the language here, and of course, I try to speak Portuguese with the waiters and, you know, the people that we meet. So that's another way of maintaining the languages. not by studying, basically. You know, it's all about building this language, this polyglot lifestyle. You know, like once you can do that, you don't need to study so much anymore unless you really want to make progress quickly. The video is maybe a little bit longer as usual, but you know, in this video I just wanted to, didn't really prepare this, I just wanted to share my thoughts, ramble a bit. Let me know what you think. Like, if can you use your languages for your job, and how do you use them? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, and then I guess we'll see you very soon in the next video. Greetings from the Azores, island of Terceira. Até mais.